Chapter 28. All goes well. Dam's vehicle is next to the Southern Accent guy's truck, towards its left side. Inside the vehicle, the third guard is perched on the driving seat. His hands are gripping the steering wheel as he's driving, while his gaze is fixated on the cleaning lady when she's texting on her cell phone. On the passenger side's window, the Southern Accent guy's truck suddenly vanishes. The silence prevails inside the vehicle, for long before the cleaning lady finally decides to break the ice as she asks seductively, "Do you have a name, sweetie?" The third guard is still panting as he responds, "Charles. But everyone just calls me Chuck. What's yours?" The cleaning lady removes her eyes from the road in front of her, looks at Chuck, and smiles at him. Maintaining the same seductive tone, she says, "I'm your sweetheart, that's who." Chuck looks at her and says, "Oh, okay then." Chuck began to be quiet for a moment. Then he spoke again. "So, who were you texting to?" The cleaning lady gives him a seductress response. "I was texting my girlfriend. I wanted to know if she's going to join us." Chuck's starting to blush, but on the last text on the cleaning lady's phone screen, the text reads, "Watch out for the fourth guard in the office. It's the CEO." Then the cleaning lady put her phone away in her pocket. And now the cleaning lady and Chuck fall silent once again. After a moment, the cleaning lady looks back at Chuck and says, "Do you prefer the Crispy Hotel?" Chuck nods his head and says, "Sure." "Good," the cleaning lady says seductively. The door is being pushed from outside, revealing a dark room. Chuck pushes the door open entirely for the cleaning lady and says, "Here we are. The manager said that this is the best room in the hotel." The cleaning lady enters the room and looks around in the dark. Her attention gets diverted when Chuck starts speaking, as he says, "He also said that he'll protect us from the rioters and let us have a good night." The cleaning lady looks at Chuck and gives him a half smile. Chuck smiles back at her, and with his hot breath fanning her face, he asks, "Can I have a kiss?" The cleaning lady gets closer to Chuck. Her face is just a mere touch away from Chuck's skin. She closes the little distance left between her face and Chuck, and in an instant she kisses him right on his lips. She kisses him deeply, and the aura is filled with both the cleaning lady and Chuck's moans. Chuck and the cleaning lady are kissing each other fervently, with their eyes closed and their lips moving in sync. Chuck's hands are roaming on both sides of her waist as he brushes the pad of his thumbs against the softness of the cleaning lady's body. Suddenly, the cleaning lady removes her lips from on top of Chuck's lips and says, "Okay, bye." The cleaning lady smiles at Chuck, but he looks at her curiously as he asks, "Why? Where are you going?" The cleaning lady looks back at him and responds, "I gotta go get some smokes. I'll be back in a few minutes." "Why don't I get your smokes for you?" Chuck questions in a suggestive manner. The cleaning lady agrees by simply saying, "Okay." Chuck walks up to the door and opens it. Then he turns around towards the cleaning lady and says, "I'll be right back." The cleaning lady flutters her eyelashes and, in a seductive tone, says, "Don't take too long, sweetie." The cleaning lady smiles up at Chuck when he is standing between the doors. Chuck looks back at her and gives her a nervous smile before closing the door behind him. The cleaning lady stops smiling and sits in the middle on the bottom end of the bed. Her gaze lands on the TV remote, carelessly placed near her left side of the bed. She picks up the remote in her right hand and turns on the TV. An overview shot of Honda's bar being on fire is being played on the TV. "The bar is still on fire, Rick. You can see." The static voice of the TV reporter fills the quiet surroundings of the room, and before she could speak further about the situation of the bar, the cleaning lady points the remote in its direction and turns off the TV. She is quiet for a moment, while her gaze is fixated down at the dark purple floor. The cleaning lady is still sitting on the bottom end of the bed. She's looking down at Anne's cell phone screen. She decides to text him again, so she quickly types in, "Are you all right, homo?" She hears a sound from the doorknob as it turns. Suddenly, the door is being opened, and as Chuck pokes his head inside the room first before his entire figure appears, Chuck looks at her and says, "Hi." He gets inside and closes the door behind him before turning around. Chuck says again, "I'm back." The cleaning lady looks at Chuck while she is still sitting on the bed. She looks at him from head to toe with a teasing glint in her eyes before asking, "What took you so long?" "The rioters were outside," Chuck informs. The cleaning lady looks at Chuck and asks, "Where's my smokes?" Chuck goes quiet for a moment before he responds, "I didn't get them." "What?" the cleaning lady exclaims angrily before she stands up from the bed. She looks enraged as she says, "Why the fuck didn't you get them?" The cleaning lady looks aggressively at Chuck, while he looks extremely nervous. Chuck tries to explain, "The store was totally barricaded because of all the rioting. I tried so hard to get in, but I couldn't. Besides, cigarettes are not good for you." The cleaning lady punches Chuck on the left side of his nose. Chuck falls down to the floor. He looks at the cleaning lady while he's still on the floor. After a split second, the cleaning lady looks remorseful as she says, "I'm sorry." The cleaning lady helps Chuck by using both of her hands. Chuck is back on his feet and looks at the cleaning lady while his left nostril starts to bleed. "Here." The cleaning lady pulls out a pocket napkin from the right side of her jacket pocket and cleans the blood from Chuck's nose. She then looks up at him and says, "I'm sorry for punching you. I gotta go see someone after this." "Who?" Chuck asks curiously. The cleaning lady shrugs before responding, "This dumbass fool. He probably needs my help right now." Chuck nods before saying, "Oh, well, why don't you go and help your friend first? I'll wait for you here." "Nah, let him wait. I want to have fun first," the cleaning lady says as she smiles and looks at the bed. Then she seductively says, "Get on the bed, go under the covers, and take off your clothes. Then I'll take off mine." Chuck starts to get nervous again. He looks at the bed and quickly looks back at the cleaning lady before saying, "I'm sorry I can't do this. I got a wife." "Then, why did you come along?" the cleaning lady asks. Chuck looks at her nervously before saying, "When I saw you, I couldn't resist you. You're just too beautiful." The cleaning lady closes her eyes. Her nose gets closer to Chuck's nose. In a seductive tone, she says, "Then, close your eyes. Think of me as your wife and kiss me." "No, I want you," Chuck says as he starts kissing the cleaning lady again. The cleaning lady pushes Chuck on the bed. When he's on the bed, he smiles at her, while she smiles back at him. Chuck goes under the covers and takes off his clothes. He holds and throws the clothes on the floor near the left side of the bed. The cleaning lady slowly starts taking off her jacket. The cleaning lady looks at him with droopy eyes and seductively says, "Sorry, my friend didn't come. So you're all mine to have fun with." Chuck stares into her magnetic eyes as he says, "That's okay. I want you more instead." "Good," says the cleaning lady seductively. The cleaning lady takes off her jacket and puts it on the floor near Chuck's clothes. Chuck looks the cleaning lady's jacket on the floor before she slowly starts taking off Anne's long-sleeved shirt from her body. Chuck stares at the cleaning lady's belly button. Sweat drops start appearing at the right side of his forehead. Chuck's eyes roam up the cleaning lady's body and get fixated on her upper waist. Chuck starts to look very nervous. He now looks keenly at her lower breasts, lightly covered with a light blue bra. Finally, Chuck gets out of bed. "I'm sorry," he says. The cleaning lady looks concerned and is still holding her shirt up when she asks, "Why? What's wrong?" Chuck quickly starts putting his clothes back on before he says, "I'm sorry I can't do this." "No, Chuck, stay?" the cleaning lady asks him with puppy dog eyes. She puts her hands up and her shirt goes back down to her skin. Chuck shakes his head as he says, "I can't." "No, Chuck, please." The cleaning lady tries to stop him again. Chuck doesn't listen to her and starts walking towards the door. He stops there for a moment and says, "I have a wife." This is wrong. Chuck closes the door. The cleaning lady is left behind in the place as she says to herself, in a lonely tone, "But I like you, a lot." The cleaning lady puts her head down, standing there for a long time. She is now walking on the sidewalk, looking depressed. the sounds of mayhem coming from everywhere. She stops and sees a convenience store. The main doors of the store are broken off. The cleaning lady is walking towards the broken door and enters the store. The store was a complete mess, shelf tipped over, products everywhere on the floor, all the freezer doors' windows were shattered, and the soda and Slurpee machines are on fire. To top it off, all the money in the cash register is missing. The cleaning lady walks towards the front store counter. Every time she walks on the floor, it makes glass and candy wrapper sounds. Under the store counter, there is a clerk. His shirt and pants were nearly torn apart, and he's sitting on the floor with his legs spread out while his back is resting on the store counter. The clerk looks at the cleaning lady as she starts to squat down and is now facing the clerk. The store clerk is panting as he pleads, "Please, take whatever you want. Just don't hurt me." The cleaning lady ignores his pleas and asks, "Where's your smokes?" The store clerk looks at the cigarettes, and while still panting, he says, "Over there at the cover display cabinet." The cleaning lady looks behind and sees the display cabinet, and she quietly says, "Sweet." The cleaning lady grabs a bag from under the counter and stands up. She then turns around and walks towards the cover display cabinet. She opens it and starts garbing all the cigarettes. When she's done, she turns her head to the left and looks back at the store clerk. The store clerk is closing his eyes. "How come no one took these?" the cleaning lady says suggestively. The store clerk opens his eyes and looks at the cleaning lady. The cleaning lady's right hand is holding up a plastic bag filled up with cigarette boxes. "There's just so many smokes here?" the cleaning lady asks in amusement. "Nobody touches them," the store clerk clarifies. "Why?" the cleaning lady asks again. The store clerk is panting as he responds, "Everyone took the vapes instead. Nobody smokes cigarettes these days." "Is that so?" the cleaning lady asks. She walks back to the store clerk and squat back down, facing him again, before she says, "All right." She then goes a little closer to the store clerk's face and asks, "Where's all the money?" The cleaning lady stares at him, while the store clerk looks a little aggressive, and still in a heavy voice and panting light, he says, "Everybody took it all. So, fuck off." The cleaning lady is still staring at the store clerk for a long time, while he still looks aggressive. Suddenly, he slowly starts to get intimidated by her. He whimpers as he says, "Here." The store clerk's right hand pulls out money from inside his pants, and he holds up the money in front of the cleaning lady's face. He whimpers again as he says, "Just take it and go." The cleaning lady takes the money from the store clerk's right hand, stands up, and leaves. The store clerk starts crying. The cleaning lady is walking on the sidewalk. Her hands are in her pants pocket, while there is a big black duffel bag strapped on her back. The cleaning lady's right hand pulls out Anne's phone and starts to type a text. The text reads, "I'm here. Are you okay, douchebag?" While texting, she steps on one of the unconscious guards and readily enters the main doors to the Westman photocopy store. The cleaning lady is walking inside, trying to avoid the paper and rubble on the floor. A bright light appears from her face. The light comes from a wide-open door. The cleaning lady notices the backside of Anne's body inside the room. Anne is kneeling on the floor, while his head is looking down. The cleaning lady calls out, "Hey, it's me! Sorry I took so long, that guard was so hard to get rid of." She then walks a little closer to the back of Anne's body, stops there, and asks, "So, where's the CEO?" Anne stands up and turns around. The cleaning lady stops and looks surprised. Anne has blood on his face and shirt. He quickly says, as if to justify, "It was an accident." The cleaning lady is still staring at Anne's face, before he finally starts telling her the whole story, as he says, "Here's what happened. The CEO pointed the flashlight to my face, and when I looked up at him, he seemed really angry." "You know what?" the cleaning lady starts interrupting as she says, "I don't want to know and I don't need to know, because I don't give a shit. Where's the safe?" Anne is pointing his left index finger behind him, where the safe is under the CEO's desk. He then says, "Over there." The cleaning lady walks towards Anne, and without halting, walks past him. She squats near the safe, and Anne continues saying, "The password is..." The cleaning lady opens the safe, before she says, "Make sure you memorize it, like your friend Guano. So, you don't have to put it on your phone. Now, I think about it. How come you didn't go with you friends?" Anne simply responds, "That's not the plan." The cleaning lady mutters, "Saving your own ass." Anne exclaims loudly, "What?" This time, the cleaning lady says loudly on the words were a bit tampered as she says, "I said, saving the class." The cleaning lady smiles at Anne, while Anne looks discouraged. She pulls out the duffel bag from behind her and starts opening it. The cleaning lady says in utter surprise, "Jesus Christ! How much money is in here?" The cleaning lady is grabbing the money from inside the safe, while Anne says from where he is sitting behind her, "A lot." The cleaning lady then wonders out loud, "Is that so? I guess Lane was right, huh?" Anne nods and says, "Yep." The cleaning lady says, "And you think his head is made out of shit?" Anne quickly responds, "I didn't say that." The cleaning lady shrugs before saying, "That's what your phone said." Anne defends himself by saying, "That's just a figure of speech. I type those when I'm frustrated." Aha! The cleaning lady stands up from the floor while holding the duffel bag with both of her hands. She suddenly says, "Let's go." The cleaning lady and Anne are walking outside on the sidewalk. The cleaning lady is using both of her hands to carry the duffel bag. With a frustrated sigh, she says, "Fuck, this is heavy." Anne is looking around the street as he asks, "So, how is it out here?" Anne looks at the cleaning lady, who responds after a moment, "Fucking rioters are everywhere." Anne nods before drawling, "Yeah, could be worse." The cleaning lady looks at Anne before asking, "What the fuck is worse?" Anne looks at the cleaning lady for a moment, before she suddenly says, as if a revelation is dawned upon her out of the blue, "Oh, yay, I see, yay." The cleaning lady and Anne are both looking straight and still walking together. Anne looks slightly nervous as he asks, "Can I ask you a question?" The cleaning lady looks Anne again, and he took it as a yes, so he asks, "Who was that woman on your phone?" The cleaning lady is quiet for a moment before she truthfully responds, "My sister." Anne continues to ask her another question, as he says, "And the baby?" The cleaning lady quietly responds, "Her daughter." Anne asks the next question, "Where is your sister?" The cleaning lady becomes quiet again. After a moment, she replies, "I don't know." Anne asks, "Where's her daughter?" The cleaning lady slightly shrugs before saying, "With her father." Anne asks a strange question this time, as he says, "Father in love." The cleaning lady asks, baffled, "What?" The cleaning lady looks at Anne, while he has a little smile on his face, as he says, "Oh, nothing. Just synonymous, just all. So what's your sister and her daughter's names?" "They both have the same name," the cleaning lady says. Anne looks amused as he asks, "Really? Interesting. What's the name?" The cleaning lady shakes her head lightly before saying, "I don't want to talk about it anymore." Anne insists, "Oh, come on, give me the full story." A small town with a harbor is surrounded with blooming forest. The cleaning lady starts narrating as she says, "I was born in..." The cleaning lady looks at Anne once again, changes her mind, and says, "Wait a minute. I don't want to talk about my life. Fuck you, you nosy bastard. Let's just get to the car and get the fuck out of here." "All right?" Anne somberly nods. "All right." The cleaning lady and Anne are walking towards the back of Dam's vehicle, when Anne suddenly says, "So I was wondering if I can take Lane and Guano share?" The cleaning lady curiously asks, "Why? I thought you needed the money for boiler?" The cleaning lady and Anne are standing near the trunk of Dam's vehicle. After a pause, Anne responds, "Because there's enough to go around?" The cleaning lady opens the truck. Boiler is sleeping. Anne is still looking at the cleaning lady. She could feel Anne's eyes on her for long, until out of frustration, she says, "Fuck's sakes. Fine." Cleaning lady puts the duffel bag on Boiler's face, and he groans. The cleaning lady says to Anne, "Those guys better come out of jail soon." Anne casts a glance towards Boiler before the cleaning lady closes and locks the trunk. Anne curiously asks, "Who was that?" The cleaning lady simply responds, "The third guard. Now come on, let's go." The cleaning lady moves from where she was standing and starts walking towards the driver's side of Dam's vehicle. Meanwhile, Anne is walking to the passenger door. Both of them open the front doors of either side simultaneously, and once the doors are opened, both Anne and the cleaning lady get into the vehicle. Once settled, the cleaning lady closes the door while Anne is having trouble closing the door at his side. She holds out the car keys in her right hand and inserts it into the ignition, and soon she tries to start up the engine. However, the vehicle is still stalling. "That went well." "Cheap piece of shit," says the cleaning lady. Anne finally succeeds in closing the door at his side, while the cleaning lady looks at Anne's bloody face and shirt as she keeps trying to start the vehicle. Still looking at Anne's face, the cleaning lady says, "You look good." Anne quietly responds, "Thanks." Soon the engine starts up and roars. The cleaning lady holds a cigarette in her left hand and puts it in between her lips. Then she says, "You're welcome." Soon the cleaning lady lights up her cigarette as she holds her lighter in his right hand. Anne nods her head while smiling. The cleaning lady starts rolling down her side of the window. Anne asks, "What's your name?" The cleaning lady puffs out smoke from her cigarette before she says, "If I tell you, I'll have to fuck you up to death." Anne looks confused, but decides to ask, "What?" The cleaning lady shrugs and responds, "Just kidding." The cleaning lady flicks her cigarette out the driver's window with her right hand and says, "I'll tell you." She stops. Then she gets closer to Anne's left ear and resumes saying, "But keep it a secret, or else I'll have to kill you for real, with my right foot, numerous of times on your balls." The cleaning lady's mouth is still next to Anne's ear, and her lips start to move as she says something quietly, so only he can hear. Once done speaking, she goes back to her seat. Anne's mouth stays open for a while before suddenly he starts squinting his eyes. He asks, "That's your name?" The cleaning lady stares in front of her, with her eyes blank, void of any emotions. Anne says, "There's no need to keep a name like that so secret." A glimpse of a moment with Dam plays right in front of her eyes when they were at the back alley of the coffee restaurant. Dam's mouth moved as he asked, "Please, tell me your name." The cleaning lady's eyes are fixated at the bottom left, then her eyes move and shift towards the bottom right. She hears Anne's voice as he says, "Even though my name is so shitty, occasionally I still use it." "Fuck!" the cleaning lady exclaims, cutting Anne's sentence midway. Anne looks at the cleaning lady's face and asks, "What?" "What is it?" The cleaning lady responds, "I forgot something in the trunk." Then she stops talking and looks back at Anne. She continues saying, "Can you please go and get it for me?" Anne says, "The trunk is locked." The cleaning lady looks puzzled as she asks, "Is it?" Anne nods before saying, "Well, yeah, I see you locked it." "Oh," the cleaning lady responds. Then she's looking straight right in front of her. Suddenly, she inserts her right hand inside her pants pocket and pulls out a key, before holding it up, right in front of Anne's face, and says, "Here." Anne looks at the key, and the cleaning lady says, "Used crystal key." Anne remains still for a moment, before saying, "Okay then." Anne pulls out the cleaning lady's phone, while she is still holding up the spare key in her right hand. Anne says, "Just wanted to give this back to you." "Thanks for lending it to me." The cleaning lady responds, "No problem." Anne puts the cell phone on the dashboard and takes the key from the cleaning lady's right hand. He tries to open the door, but he is not able to since he is having trouble opening it. He says quietly, "Sorry. My bad hand here." Anne is still having trouble opening the door. Finally, he succeeds in opening the door and gets out of the vehicle and closes the door. The cleaning lady moves the column shift into drive, and Dam's vehicle quickly drives away. Dam's vehicle is driving on a deserted road. Inside the vehicle, the cleaning lady has a straight face with no emotions on it. Suddenly, she starts to smile. Her right hand grabs her cell phone from the dashboard and she turns it on. She stares at the picture of her sister and her daughter on the home screen of the cell phone. The cleaning lady lips move as she says, "I'm ready to find you now, just hang on." The cleaning lady puts her phone in her left pocket and pulls out Anne's phone from her right jacket pocket. She holds it and types in some numbers by using her right thumb. The phone is ringing. Suddenly, the phone connects as Plam's static voice comes out of it. "Hello?" The cleaning lady responds, "Fingers!" Palm's static voice comes from the other end as he says, "Hey! Kitty cat, how you doing?" "I'm good. Thanks for asking," the cleaning lady responds. Palm is standing at the rooftop. His back is resting on a brick wall while he's looking down at his right side, listening to the cleaning lady with earphones stuck in his ears. Palm is still wearing a trench coat and sunglasses. He hears the cleaning lady's static voice coming from the other side of the phone as she says, "Look, I need a favor." Palm looks around the roof, then says, "Do you have the requirements this time?" The cleaning lady's static voice says, "Sure do." "Is it in your account?" Palm asks. The cleaning lady says, "Sorry, it's all in paper." "Where are you?" Palm asks. "I'm driving right now," the cleaning lady responds. "Is it yours?" he asks again. The cleaning lady's static voice says, "No." Palm starts instructing as he says, "All right. When you get to the distraction point, just leave the requirement inside the vehicle. I'll have someone pick it up for me." The cleaning lady says, "Thanks." Palm asks, "Where do you want to go?" People are walking in the middle of the street while the cleaning lady is driving really slowly on the road. She responds, "Same place." Palm's static voice reaches the cleaning lady's ear as he asks, "When do you want to go?" The cleaning lady gives a quick answer as she says, "Tonight." Palm's static voice says, "Tonight might be a little difficult, but I'll pull it off for you. Do you know where it is?" The cleaning lady says, "Outside the city again?" Palm nods before he says, "Yes." But this time it's a small plane. The cleaning lady starts smiling as she says, "Look at you, Fingers. Being all fancy all of a sudden." Palm's static voice says, "When you're on your travel, new identification will be at your destination." "Great!" the cleaning lady says excitedly. The cleaning lady looks around inside the vehicle, and suddenly she says, "Wait! When I get there, can you return something?" Palm's static voice asks, "What?" The cleaning lady explains, "The car that I'm driving. I borrowed it from someone. Can you return it back to him?" Palm's static voice asks curiously, "Who's the owner?" The cleaning lady says, "A guy named Dam." Palms is slowly raising his face up, and he's looking right above him. He then asks, "What's the last name?" The cleaning lady is looking at her left while still driving as she says, "Reach." Palm's static voice says, "That's why you sound so familiar on the phone?" "What?" the cleaning lady asks in confusion. Palm's static voice says, "I'll return the vehicle to its rightful owner when you get to the distraction point." The cleaning lady sounds genuinely grateful as she says, "Thanks, Fingers." Palm nicely says, "No, don't mention it. Have a nice flight." The cleaning lady greets him saying, "Bye, Fingers." "Bye, cleaning lady," Palm says before he hangs up. The cleaning lady looks confused and is still holding the cell phone when she mutters to herself, "Cleaning lady? What the fuck?" The cleaning lady throws the phone at the back seat inside the vehicle. Suddenly, she notices a police officer standing in the middle of the road with a traffic barricade right behind him. The officer pulls his right hand out and signals Dam's vehicle to stop. Dam's vehicle comes to an abrupt halt right in front of him. The officer is walking towards the driver's side door. Once he reaches there, the officer taps on the driver's window. Soon, the window starts rolling down slowly. The officer looks inside and says, "Sorry, miss. You can't go forward." The cleaning lady looks confused as she asks, "Why? Why not?" The officer informs, "The CAF are coming from this direction, and we need to clear this road from any vehicles." The cleaning lady insists as she says, "But I've got a flight to catch." The officer clearly says, "Sorry, ma'am. The CAF are coming very soon. You got to park your vehicle over there and follow my superior. He'll take you somewhere safe until this is all over. Fuck this, the cleaning lady says as she drives through the traffic barricade. Meanwhile, the traffic barricade breaks into pieces. Fuck! The officer exclaims as he starts running after Dam's vehicle. He yells, Lady, come back! When the cleaning lady is driving up ahead through the traffic barricade, she sees numerous of people running across the road in front of the vehicle. The cleaning lady looks slowly at all the people running to the other side of the road. She is looking straight again, and now she notices a little boy standing in the middle of the road. He looks at Dam's vehicle coming towards him. The cleaning lady looks very surprised and scared. Both of her feet slam on the brake pedal. Dam's vehicle makes an abrupt yet complete stop as the vehicle was nearly about to hit the boy. The little boy is still standing on the road. He's looking at the headlights of Dam's vehicle. Jesus! The cleaning lady looks relieved. Yet, the little boy is still standing in front of the vehicle. Suddenly, he starts smiling at the cleaning lady. She looks at him and mutters, Stupid kid. The little boy is now waving his right hand at the cleaning lady. A woman from the left side of the road picks up the boy and disciplines him to the right side of the road, and finally out of her sight. The cleaning lady is looking down at her feet, closing her eyes, and she shakes her head. Then, she puts her right hand on her right side of her forehead, while the other hand is still holding the steering wheel. The driver's door is being opened as someone is grabbing the cleaning lady by her jacket's collar. She looks surprised. Hey, what the fuck? The cleaning lady yells. She starts getting out of the vehicle while still yelling, The fuck are you doing? The anonymous person is still holding on to the cleaning lady jacket collar while she is furiously glaring at the person. The cleaning lady yells again, Just who the fuck are you, asshole? Vaquero greets her. Hola, señorita. What? Snaps the cleaning lady. Vaquero responds, ¿Dónde está Dam? The cleaning lady starts getting frustrated by each passing minute as she says, I can't fucking understand you. Mía tu linda mujer, Vaquero says, as he puts his right index finger on the right side of the cleaning lady's face. Dam tiene buen gusto para las mujeres. Tu piel es tan suave. Eres una mujer sexy, ¿no? He then says. The cleaning lady moves the right side of her face away from Vaquero's index finger before she says, What the fuck? Are you speaking Spanish? Vaquero responds, Así que de todos modos, ¿dónde está Dam? The cleaning lady is quiet for a moment. Then she asks, What? Vaquero moves his eyes around before he says in his fractured English, Where's Dam reach? The cleaning lady looks worried, but truthfully responds, I stole his car. I hot-wired it in a parking lot. Vaquero looks at her incredulously and asks, ¿De verdad? He then looks inside Dam's vehicle and says, ¿Te llevaste las llaves? ¿Las llaves también? The cleaning lady still looks confused, but before she can ask anything, he says, ¿Sabes cómo soluciono todo esto? Te lo contaré todo. A shop's door is being opened. A bell rings the moment the door touches the bell while it is pushed open. Vaquero comes in and closes the door. He is walking around the store, looking at the items on the shelves. A man comes behind the counter and greets Vaquero warmly as he says, Hello, sir. Welcome. You see anything you like? Vaquero looks at the shopkeeper while still walking as he asks, ¿Qué? Oh, ¿hablas español? The shopkeeper asks. Vaquero looks back at the shopkeeper before responding, Sí. De Mexico. The shopkeeper says, ¿Dónde en México, señor? Vaquero says, Ciudad de México. The shopkeeper smiles at Vaquero before asking, What made you want to come here? Para encontrar a alguien, Vaquero says. ¿Miembro de la familia? The shopkeeper asks again. Vaquero responds, Un amigo perdido. The shopkeeper asks, ¿Necesitas ayuda? Vaquero stops walking and looks at the shopkeeper before nodding his head and saying, Sí. Vaquero walks towards the counter and grabs a bag of Pota toast chips while he was still walking. He says, Tenía esta dirección. Me preguntaba si sabes dónde está. Vaquero puts a paper on top of the counter. There is an address written on the paper. The shopkeeper looks at it, while Vaquero opens the potatoes chip bag and puts a chip in his mouth. He is chomping on the chips as he says, ¿Sí? ¿Esta calle tiene un puente cerca? The shopkeeper responds, Sí. Then Vaquero says, Oh, bueno, cuando fui allí vi un auto que usaba mi amigo, pero tiene un color diferente. ¿Qué hiciste? The shopkeeper asks. Vaquero responds, Le pregunté al dueño del auto, ¿Este es tu coche o mi amigo? No me entendió, pero dije el nombre de mi amigo y me señaló la casa frente a él. Cuando volví con él y el auto se habían ido. Shopkeeper gives a strange look at Vaquero before asking, ¿No crees que fue el auto? Vaquero is quiet for a moment and realizes something, while the shopkeeper continues saying, Sí, probablemente cambiaron el color. Dios, no eres tan inteligente, ¿no? Vaquero's eyes are fixated on the shopkeeper, while he looks at him viciously. Outside the store, Vaquero opens and closes the door with a smile. He walks on his left end of the sidewalk. Behind Vaquero is a woman coming in the store. When Vaquero is gone, suddenly, a loud noise of feminine screams start coming inside the store. Vaquero is using the payphone placed on top of a concrete bridge near a train station. Vaquero starts narrating, Después de esa conversación con ese comerciante, ¿no? ¿Hay forma de encontrar a Dam ahora? Así que llamé a mi jefe para ver si podía ayudarme a llegar a Cade. Vaquero is waiting at the payphone. The payphone is still ringing. He starts talking. Hola, soy yo. Necesito volver a casa. ¿Hay algo que pueda hacer? Vaquero goes silent for a moment. Then he says, Estoy aquí en la parte superior de América del Norte. Vaquero goes quiet for a moment once again, before he says, No, estoy aquí en el noroeste del Pacífico. Vaquero goes quiet again, but this time he looks concerned, as he asks, ¿Hay trabajos disponibles aquí? Vaquero goes silent for one more time, before saying, Iré mañana, gracias.